Hi, my name is Jyotsna. This is TED Talk number 1. I will be talking mostly about StrengthsFinder 2.0 by Tom Rath. I thought this book was really interesting because it focuses on a survey that emphasizes people's strengths rather than their weaknesses. Last year I took the Global Realities class, and we ended up researching and proposing to buy a windmill. And throughout this stage, my classmates and I worked together on different steps of the proposal and research phases. And it was interesting how different people's talents came to play on this one project. Some people much rathered talking to others, so talking to the windmill distributor or talking to other students about their windmill, while other people in our class really liked the research phase of the project. And it's interesting to see how our talents combined to put this project forward. And so that by the end of the class, by the end of the term, we decided to each one of us to take the StrengthsFinder survey. And this survey, it's a 30-minute survey, and it asks you questions to focus on your weaknesses or your strengths or your tendencies. And at the end of the survey, it produces your top 5 strengths. These are supposedly the strengths that you should be focusing on throughout life, and if you focus on them, you can be more effective, and you can be happier with the tasks you complete and with your everyday life. And so I just want to read from the introduction of this book. Tom Rath is describing his reason to conduct the survey. He says, "We were tired of living in a world that revolved around fixing our weaknesses. Society's relentless focus on people's shortcomings had turned into a global obsession. What's more, we had discovered that people had several times more potential for growth when they invest energy in developing their strengths instead of correcting their deficiencies." And he goes on to describe the survey. They surveyed more than 10 million people worldwide on the topic of employee engagement, or how positive and productive people are at work. And only 1/3 strongly agreed with this statement. "At work, I have the opportunity to do what I do best every day." And for those who did not get to focus on what they do best, their strengths, the costs were staggering. In a recent poll of more than 1,000 people, among those who strongly disagreed with this "what I do best" statement, not one single person was emotionally engaged on the job. In stark contrast, our studies indicate that people who do have the opportunity to focus on their strengths every day are 6 times as likely to be engaged in their jobs and more than 3 times as likely to report having an excellent quality of life in general. And I think this is really amazing because I know from my personal experience that I do tend to focus on my weaknesses. Maybe I did something wrong, or I should have worked harder, or didn't do something right, and it was because that it just wasn't who I was. That's not my strength. And I found that especially throughout high school, I was always trying to correct my weaknesses. I spent a lot of energy trying to fix things that I possibly could not fix. And so after this, taking this survey, it was I tried to change my ways, and it was a big change in my life because as I went through my daily activities, I could recognize what were my strengths. And when I was using these strengths, I was happier. I was actually more effective, more efficient in my work. And this became, even more clear to me when I was writing my